Then let's get started. I'm back to my mat. And for some reason you can't hear me, but I'm just gonna try what we're looking for with me talking louder. This really quick. Okay, so we'll just start in a seated position. Let's take a minute here to center. Just becoming aware of our body, our posture. A tall, neutral spine. Maybe while you're here, set an intention for today's practice. And from here, let's just start by inhaling our arms up to the sky. And we'll exhale them to our sides. Let's take a couple of neck circles to start off our practice today. So dropping the left ear to the left shoulder, looking up to the sky, right ear to right shoulder, down at your chest. And you can take these at whatever pace you like. And let's switch directions. And we'll gently bring that back to center, to a neutral spine. Let's take some shoulder circles. So first, rolling our shoulders forward. And then we'll move the opposite direction. Maybe notice any areas where it gets tight or stuck. And let's bring that to stillness. Placing our left hand on the mat. Let's inhale our right arm up. We're gonna place our hand on our head right by that ear. And exhale, gently pull that right ear to the right shoulder. On the next breath, we'll keep the left hand where it is. Bring that right hand just behind the ear, looking down into the armpit. And on the exhale, we release the right hand to the mat. Inhale, left arm comes up. Left hand by the left ear, and exhale that to the left side. On the next breath, we'll just move that hand right behind the ear and turn your gaze in towards your armpit, stretching out the back of your neck here. On the exhale, let's release that hand back to the mat. Let's inhale, both arms up to the sky. Interlace the fingers, exhale to the right side. Inhale, center. And exhale, left. Inhale, center. So exhale, reaching forward, walking your fingers out on the mat. And on the next breath, let's inhale, walking those hands back up to our tall torso. Here you can place your hands on the mat and we'll swing the legs around into a tabletop position. And we'll warm up the spine and cat-cow here. So inhaling, dropping the stomach, looking up to the sky. Exhaling, arching the back, tucking the tailbone. You can do this to your own breath, your own pace. On the next breath, let's come to a neutral spine. We'll tuck the toes and lift the hips into a downward dog. And you can walk the dog here if you'd like, dropping one heel and then the other, or you can just stretch it out in stillness. On the next breath, let's step the right foot forward into a lunge. You can drop the back knee, untuck those toes. You're welcome to stay here with your hands on the mat, or you can lift your torso up, placing your hands on your knee, whichever one works for you. We'll inhale the arms up to the sky into a slight back bend for crescent pose. And exhale your hands back to the mat. From here, let's start to straighten that front leg, moving our weight into our hips, back towards our back toes, into a reverse lunge. Really big stretch here in the hamstrings. And we'll start to bend that front knee once again, back into our lunge. Let's walk that right foot across the left side and drop into a half pigeon pose. You can keep your torso tall here, or you can drop on your elbows. For an additional stretch, you can place your right hand in the mat and reach back to the left foot. And wherever you're at, let's bring both those hands back in front of us. We'll tuck the back toes and step back to a downward facing dog. On the next breath, let's step the left foot forward into a lunge. We'll drop that back knee into a low lunge. You can either stay here with your hands on the mat or lift the torso, bringing the hands to the knees. And on the next breath, let's inhale the arms up to the sky into a slight back bend for crescent pose. And we'll exhale those hands to the mat. We'll start to straighten the front leg, moving the weight back into the hips for a reverse lunge. And on the next breath, let's bring a bend back into that left knee, moving the weight into our lunge, and we'll bring the left foot to the right side, dropping into a half pigeon pose. You can either keep the torso tall here. Another option is to sink into the floor, dropping onto your elbows. Or for the additional quad stretch, we'll place the left hand in the center of the mat. Reach right back with the right hand towards the right foot or ankle. And wherever you're at, let's bring both those hands back in front of us on the mat. We'll drop our weight onto the left hip and swing that right leg around in front of us into a seated position. We'll be in a seated position for a little bit, so if you want to grab a block or cushion, Now's the time to do so. And from here, let's straighten our legs out in front of us. Tall, neutral spine and Dandasana. We'll inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Reaching towards the toes. Inhale to a seated half lift. And exhale, reaching towards the toes one more time. On the next inhale, we'll come to our tall neutral spine one more time. And spread the legs wide on the mat. We'll bring the left hand towards our left toes, inhaling the right arm to the sky. A little bit of stretch in our legs and in the side. Inhale back through center and exhale, right hand to right legs, left arm overhead. And inhale back through center, exhale, release that left hand. On the next breath, let's inhale both our arms to the sky. And exhale, wide-legged seated forward fold. Hands out in front of us. Let's walk our hands to the right side. And back to center. And let's walk our hands over to the left side. And back to center. Maybe walk your fingertips forward, a little bit deeper of a stretch. And we'll start to walk our hands back to our tall torso on the next breath. Let's bring our legs out in front of us, the bottoms of our feet together. Let's bring our hands to our ankles or the feet and sit with a tall torso, neutral spine, gaze straight ahead. And on the next exhale, let's start to slowly walk our feet out just a little bit further and fold over our legs with our torso. We stretch in our seated cobbler's pose. If you can, maybe start to relax the torso here. Letting yourself just fall over your legs. And on the next breath, let's slowly start to walk our hands back up to our tall torso. You're welcome to keep your legs as they are or to find another comfortable seated position. So that can be cross-legged in an easy seat on your knees. We'll be here for about 5 minutes. So if you want to find like a wall or something, that's also an option. I'm gonna grab my block really quick. I thought it would be fun. I don't know if we've done this before, but I thought it'd be fun to have just a short time for meditation at the end of our yoga practice. So I'll just give you a second to get really comfortable. Grounding the sits bones. Finding a tall neutral spine. Finding a spot for your hands to rest. And you can either close your eyes here or just bring your gaze to maybe the ground in front of you. And first we'll bring awareness to our breath. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. Appreciating the beautiful lungs that God gave us. Finding gratitude for the gift of life, the gift of breath. And then let's bring our awareness to our body. The stillness that we can sit in and the space that we occupy. Maybe spend a moment thinking that even as we're sitting here in stillness, there's so many cells moving in our body, so much going on that we're not even aware of. All the things our body does to keep us alive, to keep us healthy. Just spending a moment to find gratitude for our bodies. And on the next breath, I want you to think of something that you're most grateful for. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's the gospel, and just spend a moment thinking about the impact that this person or this thing has in your life. Let's just spend a moment thinking about how perfect everything's put together, how beautifully God created his plan so that we can be where we are right now. So you have this person, this individual, or this thing in your life. And on the next breath, let's bring ourselves back to the intention that we set at the beginning of class. Spend a moment considering how this intention fits into this whole plan, this existence. And then we'll bring our awareness back to the breath. And back to the body. Maybe let's wiggle the fingers and toes, roll the wrists or the ankles. Just wake yourself back up a little bit. Let's inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale in the heart center. Thank you guys for coming to yoga this morning. I enjoyed practicing with you. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste. I hope you all have a great Wednesday, and let me know if you have any questions or requests for next time. And I will see you on Friday.